And people get to tattoos for many different reasons, but they are big business and they are becoming more and more popular every single day. Chances are you have one or know someone who does, but a recent study has been released that gives us a lot to think about when it comes to this very popular trend. Take a look.
A new study just released by the University of St Andrews in Scotland says that having tattoos lowers your chance of getting a job. This despite the fact that according to the Journal of Nursing Scholarship, almost 50% of all tattoos can be found on counsellors, nurses, doctors, lawyers and business managers. But employers across a range of industries seem to have a negative view of tattoos, saying that a tattoo is the first thing a recruiter will talk about when the interviewee walks out the door. But this depended on where the tattoo is, what it depicts, and if the job involves dealing with customers. And the negative attitude to tattoos did not extend to ones that could easily be concealed by clothing. Still, it comes as a surprise that tattoos are still universally looked down on, considering how mainstream they've become. The tattoo industry is one of the fastest growing retail industries in the world, with an estimated 16% of the South African population having at least one tattoo. Of those who don't have tattoos, 30% believe that tattooed individuals were more likely to do something deviant, with a quarter believing that those who are inked up are less intelligent and less healthy overall. The health concern seems to stem from the perception of disease transmission, but since 1995, the CDC hasn't seen a single case of HIV infection that came from a tattoo studio, compared to 7 which came from visits to the dentist. Despite the negative perception, 83% of those with tattoos said they had no regrets, while 17% said they did regret having chosen to get a tattoo. One company has turned the perception on its head by offering a 15% raise to any employee who tattooed the company logo anywhere on their body. The question remains, will tattoos gain greater acceptance in wider society in the future? Or will they continue to affect the employment prospects of those who have them?
Very interesting topic indeed. And joining us in studio this morning, we have Ronnie, an e-commerce developer, and also Derek from Metal Machine, just to chat a bit about the culture of tattoos. Guys, thank you so much. And we can see that, you guys love your ink. Ronnie, I want to start with you. I mean, you're an e-commerce developer. How does tattoos at all influence you in the workplace or the way people perceive you in your job?
Not really, because it is e-commerce, so it's obviously internet-based. I'm not sitting in retail where you deal with clients wanting things the whole day. Obviously dealing with clients, but it's not a sort of front of house. So if anything, it makes me feel more creative and good about my job. So
it really matters. Do you think it matters then what type of job? When you take a look at it, like we said, there's a lot of maybe lawyers, accountants that has tattoos. Do you think it affects it more in those fields?
I suppose it does. If you do something that's sort of more in a commercial realm, if I can put it like that, I would imagine it does affect you. Yeah.
Derek, you do a lot of tattoos. You see a lot of people on a daily basis. Now, your clientele, how many of those are actually people in the corporate field, like your lawyers, your accountants?
I'd say about 60 to 70% of them,
really?
At least. Well, it's not a cheap thing to have done anymore, so you need a decent job to have it done.
Yes.
The amount of doctors, lawyers, accountants, you'll be very surprised on who it is. It's like they're getting tattooed and they keep them covered. They know that in the corporate world you need to have it covered. Like a lot of businesses, when they're in the offices, they don't mind them showing, but when they're seeing clients, corporate clients, they keep them covered. But that's just what we do, it's a case of having respect for other people and not pushing what you believe in on other people.
Yes.
So they keep them covered.
Yeah, just on the last point, why do you think there is a stigma, especially from employers, when it comes to tattoos and people with tattoos?
It's from the old days and people having like really bad, ugly tattoos. It's like, you don't want your shop attendant to be sitting there with a big skull and crossbone on their forearm.
Yeah.
But some of the shops now, like their staff have got really nice tattoos, and if you walk into vans now, all the employees are all tattooed, every single one of them.
Indeed, and it's definitely changing. I mean, like it's an art form now.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And it's looking good, so people don't mind it too much anymore.
Indeed. Well, you guys look awesome. You know, I don't know if I would personally go that far, but I do have my little ink. I might come see you a little bit later as well. Derek, thanks. Ronnie, thank you so much for joining us this early. Now, we've asked on Facebook, do you look down on people with tattoos? And we've got a couple of responses. First one, Hilton Ginger Hendricks said, I'd say to each his own. I've got 5 tattoos over a period of 20 years, and I like my ink a lot. And then Juanita van Zyl says, everyone's own choice. There's a limit to everything, but I will never look down on anyone. And that just shows that times are changing. So if you do consider some ink, you know what, why not just visit Derek? There we go. Right now, it's over to a little chat with our special guest this morning. PJ Power is talking about her brand new album, Destiny.